So the other day, I was watching YouTube, like I normally do, getting fat, eating chips, whatever, and I was watching some Moist Critical video because I love me some Penguin Zero, and he was talking about the new Nintendo Switch 2 that's coming out. Now, I own a Nintendo Switch. I have the normal one, and then I have the Switch Lite, and I saw that the Nintendo Switch 2 is releasing. I saw the new controllers and everything, and I thought, this is crazy. It looks good. It looks like people might actually buy it. Then I saw the price of the Switch. I thought, it's pretty steep. It's pretty pricey. But if it's as good as it says it is, then it might be worth it. Like the PlayStation 5, which I have, it was like $500-600. It's pretty expensive, but it's a good console. I feel like it's worth its price point. Then I saw the games, and the games being released for $80-90 is ridiculous. That's like paying a homeless man to pee on you, and he wants to charge you $50 for that. Like, that is expensive. I don't even think Diddy would pay that much for baby oil, and Lord knows he has a lot of that. If he's paying for $5,000 worth, it's probably because he's getting it for a good deal. I highly doubt he's paying $80 for that. But regardless, I don't think Zelda is worth $80. Zelda's a good game, don't get me wrong. The Legend of Zelda games are good, but are you really going to pay $80-90 for a Zelda game? Are you really going to pay $80-90 for Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart World, whatever it's called? No, you're not. Stop lying. Quit your typing. So, as you can see, I'm fuming. But you know what? Let me put something nice on for the occasion, okay? Let me put my cowboy hat of lies on, okay? Nintendo is wanting to make people pay $80-90 for it. And if they think their quality is that good, they should be on Rockstar's team developing GTA 6 so we can get it released this year. Because if you're going to ask for bukus of money like that, you better be giving me a stripper and a shot of whiskey. And I'm not talking that cheap whiskey. I'm talking that fancy whiskey. Because I'll be damned if I'm going to pay $80-90 for a new Nintendo Switch sports game like Switch 2 Sports. Because that is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous price point. And, I honestly, yes, I kind of live cheap because, I like my money. But when it comes to things that I really want, sometimes I'm not afraid to go out. My Jackson guitar that I use on my music, one of them is $200. One a friend gave to me, one my mom got for me, and the one my mom got for me is my most expensive guitar. So I be keeping it nice and clean, okay? But when it comes to video games, yes, I tend to buy them when they go on sale. Unless I just want the game right then and there, then I will buy it. The only time I've really paid full price for a game, I hate to admit it, was when I pre-ordered Black Ops Cold War and Black Ops 6. But that's because I love the Call of Duty Black Ops series by Treyarch. But that's a topic for another day. But yeah, so the Nintendo Switch 2. My thoughts on it is that people are stupid. They're going to buy it. They're going to pay $80-90 for the games on there. And I don't think it's worth it. I think that if you're buying the Switch 2, you're wasting your money. I understand why people are going to buy it though, because it is more powerful than the Switch 2. It might actually be considered a gaming console now. Because the Switch, let's be honest here, it wasn't really a gaming console. It was more or less a powered up phone, really. Even though it didn't have a web browser and everything, it was if you had a phone, but it was actually, I don't even know what the Switch was, to be honest, because some mobile phones ran a lot better than the Switch. But regardless, it's a good console. I guess it's okay. I mean, I got some games on there that I actually enjoy playing, but the Switch 2 is really I don't even know how much the Steam Deck costs, but I'm pretty sure the Steam Deck is like way more. It's way more worth your money than the Switch 2 is gonna be, because the Steam Deck, you have access to Steam, and Steam has so many games you can buy. And if they don't have Mario games like Nintendo games, then I could see why people would want to switch to. But there's so many people that are like able to get you can jailbreak so many consoles to get other games on consoles. Like, I'm pretty sure if I wanted to jailbreak my PlayStation, I could get some way of accessing Nintendo games. But I don't do that because I'm a good boy. I like to follow the rules. I don't want my PlayStation getting banned. But going back on topic of the Switch, like, it's so ridiculous that Nintendo wants to charge this much. That is unbelievable. Like, you might as well be cutting off my foot and then giving me a slight portion of a game, like what EA does. We know EA is trying to, like, at one point get to where you have to literally sell your kidneys to buy their games, and probably only a portion of the game you will get. That's been EA. Now, I thought we only had like two greedy companies in the gaming industry, that being Activision and EA. I thought they were the only greedy companies. I thought Nintendo was somewhat like, yeah, we kind of still care for the player. We still want to give them games. As far as I know, Nintendo's the only company in this day and age that actually releases a game that is fully finished when they send it out. And, well, I guess Rockstar too, but the only reason I didn't mention Rockstar is because they do have GTA Online, and they're constantly updating it, making sure, like, this gets fixed and that gets fixed, and then they're still, like, giving content. But other than that, like, Nintendo was the only one that does that. But just because they do that does not mean they have the privilege to be pricing their games so high. Like, that honestly is unfair. So now there's three companies, as far as I know, if that's super greedy: EA, Activision, and Nintendo. And honestly, in my opinion anyways, Nintendo came out at a bad time to do the Switch 2, because if GTA 6 does release this year, they will not be making much consoles. Rockstar and Nintendo better have a deal where they're going to release GTA 6 on the Switch 2. That is the only way, in my opinion, that the Switch 2 is going to somewhat make a bunch of money. Because with the price point they're trying to sell the Nintendo Switch 2 at, they better be ready for a freaking miracle. They better be holding Bibles. They better be grabbing, like, holy water. They gotta be either doing witchcraft or they gotta be selling souls if they want to release this console. Because as far as I know, with that price point, yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of retards that are going to buy the console, but like they're not gonna sell that much, in my opinion. They're not gonna be making as much as when, like, the Wii came out, when the Wii was super popular. And they're especially they're not going to sell that much, is what I'm trying to say. Silence, coward. They're not going to be selling that many consoles. And if they think they are smoking crack. They are smoking rocks. They are out of their minds, because it's just unbelievable. Like, when the PlayStation 5 came out with the PlayStation Pro, everyone was dogging on them. They were like, dude, you cannot expect to sell a console for this much and still expect to make that much money. That's unbelievable. And they were right. The PlayStation 5 has not sold that many consoles. So with Nintendo trying to sell the Switch 2 for this cost, like, if you are going to buy it, if you are that stupid and silly enough to buy the console, at least watch a tech review on it first to make sure it's worth your money. Don't pre-order it. Don't give them their money now. Don't give them your right testicle. At least wait till it releases. Let people spend their money to review it and say, like, okay, it's worth it or it's not worth it. Then go buy it, because you would feel real stupid to spend $500 on a new gaming console that's not even worth it. Especially buying a console that's going to cost $80 or $90 for video games. And the reason I say $90 is because apparently the physical copies are going to cost $90 instead of the digital copies, which is dumb. Like, physical copies and digital copies have usually been the same price. The only difference is that maybe, like, a digital, like, if you go to GameStop, they might have it on sale for, like, $10, a used game. Meanwhile, on the PlayStation Store, it's still full price. Or vice versa. PlayStation sometimes does, like, that $70 deal thing or whatever, where they have a bunch of random deals on video games. And so you might be able to buy a game for, like, 40% off or whatever. Meanwhile, GameStop is still full price. So I could see like why physical copies and all that were okay. Nintendo is basically trying to banish physical copies to the shadow realm, because if you're going to charge $90 for a box and this tiny cartridge that's literally the size of my guitar pick, you can't even see it from far away. Look, that's how big my guitar pick is. That's how big a Nintendo game cartridge is. If you're selling that for $90, I could sell my pube hair for $150, because that is absurd for that price, for that tiny piece. And even then, you're not getting the full game. You're getting a code to purchase it online. I don't know why game companies or any I guess just game companies, game publishers, I don't know why everyone wants everything to be digital, because if you keep trying to go digital, like, that ruins gaming forever. The reason people have physical copies is because it's theirs and theirs alone. If they wanted to go back and play it, they can. For example, I still have Infinite Warfare on disc. See, right there. I still have it on disc. And I can play it on my PlayStation 5 whenever I want. And yes, sometimes it does suck having physical copies because they can scratch and blah, 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 blah. So, like, yeah, you won't be able to play the game. However, you can always go and get another one. Or if you keep it in good condition, you can keep playing it. Meanwhile, on digital, yes, you can have it, whatever. But if companies are saying, like, okay, we don't want to update the game anymore, or, hey, we just don't want the game, like, we don't want people to play the game anymore, they can snatch it. And I should have known better, because I buy all of my games online because it's more convenient, and, like, I can just buy it right then and there instead of having to go all the way to GameStop and be like, okay, I want this game, and then buying it, whatever. So, yeah. But I could see why people have physical copies. If you're going to pay $90 for a physical copy, don't. If you're going to spend $90, you might as well be going to the nearest street corner and buying an 8-ball of cocaine. Because at least you'd have more fun and you can hallucinate. And, I guess, have fun. Compared to paying $90 for a game that you have to wait and download. And then, yeah, you can keep playing it. But that to me is a waste of money. So, yeah. 13 minutes rambling for my final opinion to be the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to flop. It's going to fail. So, yeah. Don't buy the Switch 2. And if you do, cool. Let me know how it is, because I certainly ain't buying it. Thanks for watching. And, yeah. See you later.